Now let's go to Midway City. Margaret, welcome to Bob Morey Live.
Hi, Dr. Bob.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Okay.
First of all, thank you for the Monday night film series on How Shall We Then Live. It's excellent. I'm getting so much out of this.
Hey, that's great.
My IQ's growing.
Good, good, good.
I have a question on the notes that we just had. One of the number one says the Bible is a propositional revelation from God that gives us true information about all things.
Yes.
My question is, how does one defend the Bible as being a true revelation from God?
You can take different approaches, and what you will see is this. Nothing is capable of proof unless you begin with the Bible. See, the idea is this. Someone says, well, how can you prove the Bible is God's Word? I usually begin by asking a question. What do you mean by proof? What kind of proof do you mean? Well, I mean God has to come down before me and tell me Himself. I said, in other words, you are an empiricist. You will only believe something if you see it and touch it and taste it. Is that what you're saying? Well, I don't. I say that's what you're saying. Do you believe in love? You can't see love. Do you believe in patriotism and courage? Do you believe in memory? See, there's many. Do you believe in subatomic atoms? But do you believe in molecules? You can't see that. In other words, the Bible tells us the world is real. Without the Bible, we have no basis for science. That's why the great scientists and mathematicians of our age, even such wicked people as Alfred North Whitehead, said the Bible is the basis of modern science. The great scientists were Christians at the beginning because they said God had created the world. We learned this from the Bible. And He's an orderly God, so the universe will be orderly. And that's how Isaac Newton and others were able to get to the moon. Now, I explained the fact that without the Bible, there is no knowledge capable. There is no proof or disproof of anything. There is no truth. There is no meaning. Without an absolute standard of truth in the world that is there, knowledge is incapable. Now, I argue this in the first chapter in my book on the Trinity. The chapter is a little difficult. It's entitled Epistemology. How do we know that what we know is the right way of knowing it? And can we know the truth if it jumps up and bites us? You've asked a very, very deep question. Oh, matter of fact, even better, Margaret. Table talk number 1.
Oh, yeah.
You see, what we do is periodically, I'll proclaim an afternoon on a Saturday, and people come from 10 until 4 with any question. And on Table Talk number 1, I don't know how many tapes are in that, Mike. You remember what that is, Table Talk 1?
I think 6.
6 tapes or something. The very first question, a student came up and said, I'm taking epistemology, which is the understanding of knowledge. How do we know anything? What constitutes proof? In junior college, what is the Christian view of knowledge and of epistemology? And I think I gave an hour lecture.
Yeah, it was great.
And when I got through, he said, wow, I've learned more about it than I did a whole semester at college. It's called Table Talk, Volume 1, on epistemology, and then you'll find me writing on the issue in my book on the Trinity. And we hope to see you again on the next Monday. God bless.
God
Bye.
bless you. Thank you.
That's right. Bye. 1-800-401-TRUTH, 1-800-41 and the word truth. Joseph, Simi Valley, welcome to Bob Morey Live.
Thank you. I'm relatively new Christian, and I'm trying to figure out how to find the right church, and I wish I could have heard that other question, because I also am thinking, well, how do you know the truth, exactly what you get out of the Bible?
Well, of course, you're asking some things that we need to sit down and talk maybe on a Monday. We do have people who travel even 2 hours to come to these seminars. Let me, first of all, you're a new Christian. I'm going to send you the book, How to Keep Your Faith While at College,
Cool.
if you promise to read it. Because it even has in there, your kid's at college, and he says, how do I know which church to go to?
Okay.
And I answer the question, how do you judge a church? Whether you should go there or not. Now, if it's an Episcopalian church run by Father Faglello, do you think you should go there?
Negative.
Negative. I don't think you should go there. Or if it's the Sister Lesbo is running the Methodist Church, I don't think you should. In other words, there are standards of where you should go, and it primarily has to do with doctrine. You don't.
For that, I've been off of doctrine before.
Well, you see, God gave us doctrine in order to distinguish truth from error, light from darkness. It doesn't matter if you have a great time. Now, in that book, you'll deal with all sorts of issues and trials. There's a wonderful book that deals with the kinds of trials that you go through. And the book of James is very important. He says, when you go through these trials, count yourself blessed, because it's going to make you a better man. It's called the therapeutic purpose of pain and suffering in your life. See, when you are saved, you're like a block of granite, Joseph. Inside that granite is the image of the Son of God. And Romans 8 says God begins a process of conforming you to the image of His dear Son, the moral character of Yeshua HaMashiach, Baruch Hashem. How does He do that? He takes a chisel and a hammer and He begins to whack off huge slabs of marble, and He keeps chipping till you get down, till you begin to see a human form, and then He takes out smaller chisels and finally down to sandpaper. Trials and pain in your life is simply knocking out of your life those things which keep Jesus from being seen. Remember, every trial is there to conform you to the image of His Son. Never be afraid of the sandpaper or the chisel. You'll be a better man because of it. 1-800-401-TRUTH. That's 1-800-41 of the word